Hey guys, Coach Matt here from Warrior Fitness and Health, and I coach busy people to create fitter and healthier lifestyles with my PT, my boot camps and my nutritional consultations. Welcome to today's Facebook Live, and in this quick live I want to discuss top 3 tips how you can keep exercise consistency up to prevent that hamster wheel of starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. So we've all been there, haven't we? We've started an exercise regime. It's gone well for a little bit, then we lose motivation, we drop off, and then we have to make the big comeback. Top 3 tips on how you can make exercise consistent and make it a lifestyle. But first, the small bit of science. The small bit of science basically says that motivation comes and goes and cannot be relied on. But habits, routines and rituals make things part of a lifestyle, and you just crack on with it without consciously thinking about it. And ultimately, that is the goal with exercise. We need exercise to be part of a lifestyle rather than an add-on. So, top 3 tips how you can keep exercise consistency high. Tip number 1, you need to plan it in. So, it's not good enough to just go, I am going to exercise Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's not good enough to say, I'm going to play footy a couple of times this week. It's not good enough to say, I'm going to go for a run 3 times this week. You've got to be very specific with your planning. You've got to write down what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, the time you're going to do it, what's the activity, who with and for how long. You've got to be very, very specific. So maybe of a weekend, you might put pen to paper and you might do something like this. On Monday, I will do Warrior Online boot camps between 7 and 7:45. I will do that with my partner. On Wednesday, between, 6 in the morning and 6:30, before work, I'm going to go for a 3-mile run with my friend named Blah. So do you see how when you do your plan, you've got to be specific on a day, a time, an activity, a duration, maybe who with and where the location is. You've got to be very specific with your planning. Right, tip number 2, you've got to do some exercise that feels fun. You've got to do exercise that feels fun and is not a chore. When you're doing something that's fun, you're more likely to make it part of a lifestyle and you're more likely to stick at it. If you're choosing to do a form of exercise that becomes a chore, it is then going to become an add-on. You are then going to put it off. It's going to go to the back of your to-do list, and you will never be consistent in that in any way, shape or form. So, exercise, it should be some resistance training and it should be some cardio. It should be some flexibility and some agility and some heart-related cardio and all that sort of stuff. You've got to find a form of exercise that suits you. For some people, it's playing 5-a-side when you're allowed. To some people, it's swimming or mountain biking or open water swimming. To some people, it's in a room getting all sweaty via a boot camp or group exercise or somewhere. To some people, they just need to go to the gym and get headphones on. Listen, we're all different, but find a way of exercising muscles, heart and lungs, joints, and more importantly your mind by something that you love. Because when you're doing something you love, you're more likely to stick at it. Think of your subjects at school, the stuff that you was interested in, you just wanted to know more about it and you learnt and you stuck on it. You probably spent a bit more time revising that sort of stuff. The stuff that you hated, you gave minimal effort. So tip number 2 is do something you love. Tip number 3 is all about accountability because, as humans, we can't trust ourselves. Sometimes we make a plan and then we let ourselves down because we haven't shared it with anybody. And it's easy to let ourselves down because nobody's really making us feel guilty. So if you want to be truly consistent with exercise, maybe have a training partner. Maybe agree to go for a run with that person 2 or 3 times a week or even once a week, because there's accountability once a week. Maybe have a gym training partner. Maybe when you're allowed, as I film this, we're in Corona and there's no gyms or group exercises open, but maybe when you can go to buildings or places to do exercise, maybe you lift share with them. Maybe you agree to walk there with them. Maybe you agree to meet them there and train with them. Maybe you tell you and your best mate could become accountability buddies, and then on a Sunday you could say, here's my exercise plan for the week. Person 2, here's my exercise plan for the week. And you both agree, after each exercise session, you send each other the text to let them know how you got on, or maybe a sweaty selfie after the exercise. You could become part of a group because that could be your accountability. You could pay up front for your sessions because people don't like losing money. You could maybe hire someone like me, a PT or a coach. They will make you accountable for a plan, and they're going to check in with you, and they're going to have some not so good words if you failed on your plan. But you've got to be accountable, because often being accountable to ourselves, we let ourselves down and we can cheat. So, top 3 tips how you can stay consistent with exercise. Make a plan and make it specific. I will do this on this day at this time with this person, and I will go there to do it. Tip number 2, make it fun, because when it's fun, you'll stick with it. When it's a chore, you would dodge out of it. Tip number 3, be accountable to other people outside of you, because you are unlikely to let somebody else down. Little bonus tip for you, motivation is a little bit like a phone battery. If you put your phone on charge through the night and you wake up in the morning, it's 100%. Maybe that's how you feel when you wake up after sleep. But as you go through the day and you do your work, your kids, your activities, your chores, motivation is draining through the day, just like your phone battery. Now, also like the phone battery, various activities drain motivation at different times and speeds. So think about your phone. If you're watching Netflix or YouTube videos or some sort of streaming service, that is going to chew away your battery a lot more than typing a text message, typing an email, taking a photo, that sort of stuff. So as we go through the day, different activities drain our motivation a lot more than others. So just be aware of that. Sometimes as you go through the day, it can be harder and harder to be motivated to exercise. To make exercise a lifestyle, you've got to do it with your habits, your routines and your rituals. And the only way to build habits, routines and rituals is by having a plan, making it fun, being accountable. So you do it every week. Weeks turn into months, months into quarters, quarters into halves, halves into a year. Before you know it, you are an exerciser, and it is not an add-on. And please remember tip number 1 about making a specific plan. If there is no plan, it is basically a wish that may happen or it may not. Hope you found this Facebook Live tutorial dead useful. If you have, let's try and help as many people in the community as possible. Let's do all the sexy stuff. Firstly, press the like button. Secondly, share it and tag somebody in who maybe needs to see it. Maybe make sure you're following me on social media because of all the free content I give out there. Maybe drop a comment down below. Did you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Have you got any better tips? Just let me know. But if you want specifics, how we can help you move forward with your lifestyle with PT, boot camps or nutrition, send me a DM. We'll start the conversation and we will see where we go from there. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next live.